Buddy, happy Monday. We are so excited that you are here with us today. We have a super lineup of conversation today. I'm Mindy and Jimo, and I'm with Homeschool Moms Academy. And today we're going to be talking about mom power. Moms, I know you need a lot of power to make it through the day. Today is Monday. Be super strong. This is daily encouragement for living well. And one of those things we're going to talk about today is expressing gratitude. Being able to express gratitude can really change your life in so many ways. But I want to introduce to you, have Stan introduce himself to you today. We're going to have a conversation around that.
Good morning. I'm Stanley Dietrich with 360 Life Without Limits, and I am a coach, a mindset coach, brain health coach, postural coach. The body is one unit, and there's no reason to separate it from who we are. So that's why I'm here. I'm glad to be here with you and about this topic of gratitude, because it is the best way to start your day.
Yes, yes, so true. The best way to start your day. And if I'm honest, I have to be mindful every day about being grateful. And that's one of the things I've had to train myself on. This is not a daily habit that you wake up and say. You have to train yourself, train your brain into becoming grateful. But first of all, let's talk about um, how does gratefulness impact your daily events, your daily perspective on life? What does that look like for you?
Uh, it's the way that I start my day, and it is through repetition, because we're not trained in this in school. I mean, there's a reading, arithmetic, and writing, and there should be gratitude, and it should be gratitude, and we should have a radical approach to the attitude that we project, and we're our own author, and that's the beauty of it. Can you imagine if you see yourself as the author of your day,
Yeah.
and the prestige that goes behind? I mean, when somebody's an author, and Mandy, you are an author, so
Yeah.
there's a prestigiousness that goes along with that. When you talk about your book, people are like, oh wow, you're an author, so now you have authority. Now, understand that in the word authority is the word author. And what if we wrote the story of our day, not our week, our month, but our day? And if we just start with that simple step of gratitude, and just one thing that I'm thankful for, as soon as my mind is aware that the alarm has gone off, and my feet have to hit the floor, what is the thing that I do every day? Is number one, I thank God that I've been given another day.
Yeah.
And number two is I say, use me in a way um, that is unrehearsed and unbeknownst to me, to make a difference. Now,
Yeah.
who's the best person that I can make a difference to? First and foremost, myself.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and that's so important for moms. And, also we talk about, like, I don't want moms to put this as another thing to do on their checklist. This is like taking a breath,
Right.
like breathing, like this particular thought process that should be so intuitive and natural that it's like taking a breath. One of the ways that I had this big aha moment about gratefulness, I was actually in the Philippines with a lady who was doing missionary work there. And she had a huge following, and she was speaking at several events, and I was traveling with her to help her and support her. And she was in Mozambique, which is a very, they have nothing. They have no electricity, no water, no floors, no roads. Everything is fundamental in the way that they live. But one of the things I kept hearing come out of her mouth was, I'm so grateful for these floors that we walk on. Like, it was the little things. I'm grateful for a hot shower today. It doesn't have to be anything like, whoa, everybody
Yeah.
stop. Hold
Right.
on, let me do my gratefulness moment here. It's nothing like that. It's just like, I am grateful that I'm living in a house today and I'm not exposed to the outside elements. Like, just things along your way. Like, it should be like just taking a breath. Now, I know there's several, we're going to talk about maybe some ways to put that into your lifestyle. But how did you adopt that living, breathing, I want to live my day like this?
Well, I want to say that it was by becoming aware that I wasn't aware of what I was doing.
Yes. Good.
Okay. And once somebody mentioned it, and I can't honestly tell you how long ago it's been, but it's been a very long time. And it was become aware of the things that you say to yourself when you wake up.
Yeah.
How are you starting your day? About, like you said, we don't want to give moms another item on a checklist to do.
Yeah.
This can become just your identity, just the process. And it's not natural because we've repeated. And when you repeat anything, it becomes part of your patterns.
Yeah.
And if you challenge the pattern and go, what is it that I'm thinking of? What is it that I'm saying to myself? What is
Right.
the first thing that I do when I wake up, and think about all the tasks and the to-do lists
Yeah.
and the chores and the
Yeah.
responsibilities that
Yep.
we have. And here again, I'm going to preface it by saying I am not a mom.
Yeah.
That should be pretty obvious. But what I can share is that this is a human universal experience that can be adopted. And with moms, when you have that much more on your plate to do,
Yeah.
appreciating yourself first
Yeah.
is the biggest catalyst for gratitude.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's been so many times in my life where just gratitude has initiated healing in my heart. Just being thankful, having that mind shift of, what, I just had it could be like, let's say you have a really bad fight with your spouse, or just you had a fight with your kids, you dropped them off, whatever, you just but having that heart of gratitude brings healing on that situation a lot of times. Like, okay, this might have just happened, but let me bring healing into my life by now saying, you know what? I'm grateful for this spouse that I have. I'm grateful for this child that I have to be able to speak influence and destiny into his life. So healing that, have you had personal experience with that, being able to use that mind shift set of gratefulness to heal those maybe wounded situations in your life?
Of course, we all have them. I mean, there's nobody on the planet that is exempt from it. And you're going to have disagreements. You have two different people. Anytime you have a room, and you don't even have to have anybody on the room. I've disagreed with myself.
I know.
Okay. So I've disagreed with myself. Now you add another human being to the element.
Yeah.
Now you have two people that are disagreeing with themselves, and you bring them together, and what happens? They fuel the fire. And that's the challenge. That's the moment of test. And it is when you separate from that. Let's
Yeah.
say you drop the kids off. You've had an argument all the way from the driveway
That's
to
right.
dropping them off at the bus
That's right.
stop, and you just can't wait for that door to close. And they just can't wait to see your taillights leave the parking lot, right?
That's right.
And
Those days happen.
yeah, yeah, and I'm past that,
Yeah.
and it is the ability. to make a different decision.
Yeah.
It can either consume your day, or it can be just like one of the events of the day.
Yeah.
And I try to create, I try, I'm not always successful, but a 90-second rule, because here's what happens: 90 seconds past the event, now I'm fabricating
Yeah.
even more.
That's right.
So 90 seconds, the emotional
Yeah.
hormones that are in my brain that are formed, and this is scientific, are released. But if I keep digging them up, they just
Yeah.
keep popping up. And
Yeah.
so that ability to have a response, that's what's called responsibility, the ability to have a response, I can choose.
Yeah.
And it's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
right.
Repetition is the mother of skill.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that is when you take a deep breath, let go, and then try to think differently. I know I was in a session one time where a lady just advised us, you know what, just take 3 deep breaths in and out, then try to shift. And it is all about that shift, and then absolutely trying to make that happen for yourself. So those, but it is doable, to come down off of that high emotion and then take 3 deep breaths, and then to shift that in your mind. So
Right.
that's great. So, one of those that I just talked about is actually that deep breath, that mindful moment of gratitude. Obviously, we want to wake up with gratitude. We want to go to bed with gratitude. But what does that look like? What are some things that we can do? Like take a moment. Like sometimes you may be so tired. And again, this is not a ritualistic, like, oh my gosh, I got to get my gratitude in for the day. This is like just practicing this mindset of, and I still have to remind myself, like, because I can get so busy and so caught up that I'm just like, oh, I forgot to be grateful for something today. But in that mode of practicing to be grateful, what are some things that you can do, to just, and I think one of them is speaking gratitude. Like,
Mhm.
I have a friend, she's a great note writer. And so she writes notes of gratitude all the time. And that's her thing. And so everybody has their own thing. But me personally, I just have to take a moment and like speak the gratitude for a minute. But what about you? What are some ways that we can incorporate this into our life?
Well, that's exactly right. Mendy, and the breath work. If you have 30 seconds in a day, um, everybody does. If
Yeah.
you're listening to this, you have 30 seconds.
Breathe now, breathe
And
now.
yeah, and I'll do this on the phone, and I'll get on the phone with people that I never will meet. I've never met them before. They're either customer service or some somebody higher up in the company, and I'm saying, can I ask you a question? You feel like you're a little stressed. Yeah, I have a lot going on. I said, I can tell that. Here's what I'd like you to do. Would you be open to having that released? And they're like, okay, so what is this? And I'm like, put your hand on your chest
Yeah.
and close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for 5 seconds, and then slowly exhale it through your mouth. And I want you to do that for 3 times. And when they get done doing that, they're like, wow,
Yeah.
I would not have believed.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
I'm so glad that I had this call with you. Now, I'll never meet these people. Never.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, who knows where they're from?
Yeah.
But if you take information from a stranger that can upset your day, take information from a stranger that can make your day even better. And this
Yeah.
is a simple practice. It's simple, but we make it difficult because we go, I don't have 30 seconds. I don't have time.
That's so true. That's
So
so true.
so you have time to be upset?
Yeah. Exactly.
Just take 30 seconds and do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And that's one practice. And if I can share one other one
Yeah.
is
Absolutely.
is that If you can have a little bit of downtime, let's say 2, 3 minutes, and you can put some music on without words, just some, and then close your eyes and imagine a
Yeah.
moment in time, whether it's love that you got from a puppy, a baby, a vacation, friends or family. Close your eyes and just physically see that, mentally see that, and
Yeah.
reach out into space and grab that moment as if it were physical and bring it over and just place it into your heart and just allow the moment. 3 minutes. If you
Yeah.
got 30 seconds, great. Let's graduate to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And now bring that in. Bring 3 different events in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it could be your first kiss.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're not dating anybody. Maybe it could be your first kiss. Maybe it could be the first time that you performed in something that really brought joy to your life. Maybe it was you saw somebody's baby. Maybe it was anything. The
Yeah.
first time you remember a sunset or a rainbow or walking, dancing in the mud, dancing in the rain, anything, bring that emotion in, place it in
Yeah.
your heart and just hold it there, and then reach out and grab another one and bring it in. That's simple things that you can do. It doesn't cost you any money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's great practices for yourself, things that we need to do every day just to establish that mindset of gratefulness, but also around us. As we're like, one thing I like to do, and my daughter does this with me, is when we're out shopping or out in the thing, hey, I'm so grateful for you today, standing in this position of cashier because you just blessed my life, like being grateful to those around us. Hey, I really appreciate, I'm so grateful that you went to the store for me today so I didn't have to do it.
Right.
So that gratefulness and expressing it to those around us also changes your atmosphere.
Yeah.
So always like shifting that atmosphere, just exactly what you're talking about, of shifting it amongst in ourselves, but also when we're out around other people, also.
Yeah. One of the practices that you can do that will really change. Okay, so let me get back because my mind jumped, and you were talking about writing things down.
Yeah.
Now, there's a value of what you write, you invite. And I don't mean typing it. I mean the physical act of writing it, because as your hand is writing, putting ink or pencil to paper, lead to paper, now you're also inviting it.
Yeah.
Because as
Right.
you're writing it, you're reading it, and now you're placing it into your memory bank. And neurons that wire together or fire together wire together, and the more you write, the more you invite. It's
Yeah.
not speaking it into your phone, it's an actual physical act of writing it.
Yeah. That's good.
So yeah.
Yeah. I used to do that all the time. I used to actually like journal gratefulness every day. Because it really does. It changes your heart. It changes your life. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. All right, awesome. Any final comments on gratitude? We can help our moms just make that shift today of gratefulness, being grateful.
Well, understand that the language that we speak to our mind, we are the captain of this ship,
Yeah,
and this ship sets the course wherever we're going. As you gather around your table, whatever the practices that you have, you know, ask people, ask each person to go around and share what they're grateful for. What is
yeah,
the best part of your day?
that's a
I
good
think
one.
that's a
Yeah,
great practice.
yep, yep,
What is the best part of your day? And it causes them
yeah,
to take an inventory
yeah,
and understand. If I can share one more thing, I keep saying that, but understand that the storms come at every part of our life,
yeah,
and you know
right.
they have been there since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
But it is those storms and those upsets and the unexpected that
yeah,
create the resilience and create the courage to create confidence to go forward.
Yeah.
And then we're a vessel of what we want for other people.
Yeah.
And when we celebrate that and know that we're not exempt, but we've been invited, and even if it's an invitation that we really didn't like,
Yeah.
you were predestined to experience certain things to build your superpower, your supernatural abilities.
Yeah.
When you take the supernatural and you take your natural, now you got supernatural.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just be kind to yourself and
That's right.
embrace it.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. So true. So I just want to encourage everyone today to just take a moment, reflect. Reflection's a big piece of that. Just what am I grateful for today? Honestly, I have this beautiful view out my window here that's just gorgeous green trees in the field. I'm grateful for beauty that surrounds us. So every day, just find those things that you're grateful for, speak them out, reflect in your mind, and it adds to your mom power. Yes. And that's what we need is empowered moms raising empowered children for this generation. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. And we will see you next time. Take care.